Hello, in this episode of the DrugCast, I'm going to be talking about my story and how I almost overdosed on ketamine. So, some backstory, I was hanging out with a bunch of my friends, and I was already drinking, and I wanted to, increase the night a bit, so I bought some ketamine, and I took it for the first time, like a fucking idiot. So, basically the story goes, I went to go get it. I snorted one line. After 5 minutes, I was like, I'm not really feeling it. I'm gonna go do another. And then, so I did the second. And after the second, I was just rolling around. And I woke up an hour later in a different fucking location than to where I was. It wasn't that far away. It was probably a couple 100 meters away. But I was rolling around the ground, not knowing what's going on. And the concepts in my mind I was thinking about death and just replaying all the past events in my life. And I was thinking about, is it really that bad to die? It's gonna happen to me anyways. If it happens now, what is there to lose? I'm young. I haven't done anything, so there's nothing in my life to lose. And that can sound really fucking depressing, but it's kind of true. And I just remember talking with my friend at the time. He was just there with me the entire time. I can't thank him enough for being there. And I remember other friends saying, should we call an ambulance? Should we call an ambulance? And I was just saying, no ambulance needed. And my friend the entire time was calling this girl I am talking to. And she means the world to me. And I don't know, something about that just kind of motivated me, because I wanted to be able to see her again, because she's my everything, and I just wanted to tell her I loved her and my emotions towards her. So he gave me the phone, and it was for 30 minutes. I think it could have been 5 minutes, but what felt like an eternity. I was just crying, saying I love you and how I'm gonna miss you. And then all these thoughts were replaying in my head. And I was trying to grab my phone, but I kept on squeezing it too hard, and it didn't nothing felt real to me. And what I thought was real was fake, and what I thought was fake was real. It was kind of a fucked up situation, and I could barely walk, I could barely see, nothing really understood, nothing really felt right to me. And these concepts in my head were just they're kind of strange. I was thinking about why does society have phones? What's the point of having phones? But in my mind I was just thinking about the girl, and I was just fuck, if I die I won't be able to see her again. And I don't know, something about that just made me so sad, and I needed a way to find the strength to do something, but I just couldn't. And no matter what I did in that moment, nothing I could do would help me. And I just kept on trying to do stuff, but I just kept on vomiting, rolling around my own puke, fucking it up like I always did in the past. That's why drugs, in my opinion, are the gateway to basically hell on earth, because you're just thinking about things that happen and you can't control them. You aren't in control of the situation at all. You aren't in control of your life. And it's just thinking to myself at that moment, fuck, I'm gonna die with nothing to show for it. My parents, they're gonna be pissed off if they find out. How am I gonna get through this? And no matter what, I just couldn't think of a way that I would get through this. But then my friends picked me up, and they brought me to one of their houses and just laid me in bed, and I can't thank them enough for that, because without that I wouldn't have been here. I would have probably just died choking on my own vomit in the streets. And I don't blame my other friends for leaving me at that point, because you're young, you don't know what the fuck to do in that situation. It's a scary situation. And that's why drugs in general, they really fuck you up mentally, they fuck you up physically, and it's just people around you feel sorry for you, but they don't know how to help. They really want to help, but they can't help. So, it just kicks in a fight or flight instinct, and most people flight. They mostly just run because it's a scary situation, and nothing realistically that they can say or do will fix the situation unless the person eventually sobers up or dies because of it. And that's why ketamine's a scary fucking drug, because you don't know what's going on, you don't know what the situation you're in, and nothing you do can solve that. Like, you try to walk, you can't walk, like, and like your arm, I wasn't even controlling my own body. Like, I bit off my own fucking front tooth. It didn't fall off, it just chipped, but still, that's scary to think of when you're in that situation. And I want people to know that ketamine is really not a drug you should be trying or messing around with, due to the fact that it's so easy to take too much, and it's so easy to say, I want another line. And it's just something I'd never want to go through again. And realistically, I know I probably will, because that's just who I am. I don't think that I can avoid that, but the only way to avoid that is to not do it in the first place. It's a scary experience that I hope I will never experience again. And I just want to say, like, thank you to the people that were around me. Thank you to her for just giving me the motivation to go on. Because without that, I would have just gone on the floor and choked on my own vomit and died. And it's a really fucking scary experience. So, yeah, thank you for listening to thank you for listening to this episode of the DrugCast.